Hi, my name is Sue, and this is my husband, Duane, and we're the owners of Aloha Hula Supply.
This year, we were approached by our missionaries of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to help with the hula, as they wanted to do a media, like a online presentation of the hula, along with a message.
In trying to discover a song that would work with the message that the missionaries wanted to share, I came up with Hene Hene Kou Aka by Israel Kamakawiwaole, because it had a message of invitation, and they wanted to share joy and excitement. And in the song of Hene Hene Kou Aka, it allowed them to travel. Missionaries travel from door to door, but with COVID, they can't do that so much today. So we thought the message of the streetcar in Hene Hene Kou Aka travels to 3 different places, like Waikiki,
Hulu, and
Kakako. But you know, with COVID, we can't really necessarily go to those places, so we decided to Huaka'i ourselves, and we ended up taking them to Kualoa,
and Laie,
which allowed us spacing to spread them out, so they were 6 feet apart. We had a police escort a little bit to help us to make sure that we were following the rules. And what made it a little bit easier is that, like the streetcar stops in each of the cities, we decided to have the missionaries start with a small group and add at each verse like they're getting on the streetcar to make it easier for them. So some of them only had to learn 1 verse, some had to learn 4, but it allowed them to add on so that we could get from 8 to 12 to 16, and then the big stop was 24 at the end. So it made it manageable for each of them, and they did great. In a matter of 4 lessons?
5 lessons in 2 weeks.
In about an hour or so each. So we taught them the mele, taught them to kaholo, taught them the motions.
And you know, I think what was really neat to understand is these boys are from the mainland. Mm-hmm. They have never done the hula before, but they were very eager to learn and do
what a good attitude.
Oh, great attitude. And honestly, I thought they did amazing in regards to learning it as quick as they did. And as a matter of fact, we had several different places we originally wanted to go, but it was a little bit rainy, it was wet, we had to adjust kind of on the spot. And we ended up going to Kualoa, and we wanted to have scenery of Hawaii. You know, we didn't want the buildings, we didn't want those things. We wanted to make sure the beauty of Hawaii was in the video as well. So at Kualoa, we were able to get 2 different shots because we were able to get the mountains right there, but we were also able to get Chinaman's Hat and the ocean behind them.
And we're blessed to have our videographer join us, and he brought out his drone and had wonderful footage of Chinaman's Hat. So it was beautiful, a beautiful day.
We did enjoy that. We did continue on, and when we went to Laie, we went to Laie Point first. And if you haven't seen Laie Point, what a beautiful area with the ocean, with the crashing of the waves and so forth. And that was a really nice shot. And then we ended at the temple, which is very significant to the members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And so they were able to end there with the temple in the background.
Something that took a little bit of time in the process of filming is that because we were moving from location to location, and the adding of 4 to 8 to 12, adding the number of missionaries or boys in each verse is the formation, or was the formation. You know, we went from lines, 2 lines, to V's, to upside down V's.
I mean, we had to teach them what the word gap was. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, to dance in your puka, to dance in your gap so that you can be seen, and to make sure your line is straight. All the things that a hula dancer must remember to do at all times, but it's not something that they're normally used to. So there we were, Kaylina and myself and Duane were out there making sure that their lines were straight, that they were in the right angles, that they were in gaps so that they could be seen. But the one thing that we didn't have to ever correct was their beautiful faces. Those smiles were genuine. They constantly, because when I taught them the hula, I told them, you got to give me a little bit of this. I need a twinkle in your eye and a wink here and there. They brought it. I was so impressed with with their naturalness of their smile and the joy that they shared. So that was nothing fake. That was totally authentic. Placement of lines a little bit different, but faces and joy were authentic. So it was a great day.
I think part of that authenticity was that they truly enjoyed doing what they were doing that day.
They had fun.
You know, they really had fun, and it was a great experience all the way around. They will never forget that day.
And we won't either. It was a great experience for all of us.
Yes.
In the video, you get to see that we dressed them. We wanted to make sure they didn't look like tourists. We wanted to make sure that they had quality costuming so that their message, that their costume wouldn't take away from the message. So luckily, we own a hula store, and so we were able to share with them house skirts. They all wore their standard white long sleeve shirts and black pants, but we put natural house skirts on them and accented with a red shell ginger lace, so they looked great. They danced great. Weather was great. It ended up a wonderful experience. I think the boys had a lot of fun, and it's something that they're going to be able to take back and remember for the rest of their lives. They learned a hula in Hawaii and had it videoed, and they have evidence of it for the rest of their lives. So I think their message or their goal of getting their story out was successful, and what a wonderful opportunity we had to be a part of it and participate. So.
Hene Hene Kou Aka, ole ole apaha, mea ma'amau ia, for you and I. Hawila makeneki, oni oni kokino, mea ma'amau ia, for you and I. Waikiki mako, ayana I kekei, mea ma'amau ia, for you and I. I kakaaka mako, ayana I ka pipistu, he mea ma'amau ia, for you and I. Haina mai ka puana, ole ale apaha, he mea ma'amau ia, for you and I, for you and I, for you and I, for you and I.
People of Hawaii can share messages through song and dance.
In this hula, we invite you to come and join us together to have a good time.
As missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, serving here in the Hawaiian Islands, we invite all to come into Christ and learn of the happiness and joy that comes from His gospel.
If you would like to learn more, send us a message or visit comeuntoChrist.org. Mahalo.
Mahalo for subscribing to Aloha Hula Supplies Media Access. We look forward to building our network and perpetuating our cultures together. Stay tuned for upcoming new content and be sure to follow us on our social media outlets. Aloha!